Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. May update, mga pagbabago sa rules pertaining to maintained status. Medyo technical lang konti ang discussion na to, kaya buti na lang magaling magpaliwanag ang ating suking immigration lawyer na si Lou Janset Dangsalan. Ayan, nako Lou. So tell us about this. Sa totoo lang nahuli na ako, no? Sabi ko nga kay Lou eh. This update was announced parang more than a week ago na yata, or basta at least a week ago, hindi ko nagawa ng episode because admittedly nga, medyo complicated for me to discuss on my own. So thank you, Lou. At as usual, nandito ka. Ang kanyang email ay yung gumagapang dyan sa baba if you have more questions for him. Okay, Lou. So what is the latest tungkol dito sa maintain status na alam ko? Okay, let's be real. Ginagamit rin yan ng ilan para maka-extend ng stay. Okay, apply kahit anong application sa totoo lang ano, para lang mapunta sa tinatawag na maintained status, formerly known as implied status. Okay, I guess this is to address that loophole in a way,
Mhm.
no, Lu? Yeah.
Yeah, in a way for sure. And tama ano actually ito'y paghihigpit ulit. Not necessarily on the international students or
Mm.
PGWP, pero siyempre affected dahil maintained status ang pinag-uusapan natin.
Oo nga.
Lalo na yung mga transition, very tricky kung hindi naman kayo fit dun sa cookie cutter model ng IRCC. So, essentially yung changes in-announced nung month of May and it came to effect on the 28th of May. So,
Oh, tagal na.
matagal-tagal na rin siya actually. Pero very subtle yung changes, Ina. You're right. Actually, kung hindi ka nagpe-pay attention, hindi mo rin talaga siya mapapansin agad-agad. But
Okay.
what we see is that kasi in the past, when a person applies for an extension of their work permit, halimbawa, na before the expire of their permit, talaga extension lang talaga. Sabihin natin,
Mm.
kompleto lahat ng dokumento niya, may LMIA, etc., etc. Nag-submit siya ng work permit, everything is correct. Sinabit niya before the expiry of the original permit, okay siya, maintain siya. In other
Mm.
words, according to the regulation, this person will be entitled to the same entitlements na binigay sa kanya ng original work permit until such a time na yung bagong work permit nga is ma-approve. So halimbawa,
Okay.
yung original work permit was a closed work permit working for, let's say, McDonald's, in a particular location, for a particular position, pwede ka mag-continue mag-work as that until such a time na yung bagong work permit mo is ma-issue, 'di ba? So let's say
Okay.
3 months later ma-approve yung work permit mo. So,
Good.
2 months kang walang status on paper pero actually maintain yung original status mo.
Yeah.
So you're fine. So yung trick dito is halimbawa, nagsabit ka ng pangalawang application while you're on maintained status. So actually magtataka mga tao, bakit ka
Why would they do that? Oh.
bakit ka magsasubmit ng bagong application habang nasa maintained status ka? Well, in that situation kasi ang pwedeng mangyari, halimbawa, yung original employer mo na in-extend ka, halimbawa biglang nagsara, 'di ba?
Okay.
'Di ba?
Mm.
Nagsara yung location nila, tapos may sumalo sa'yo na ibang employer na nagkataon na meron na silang ready na LMIA.
Mm.
So, nag-expire na yung original work permit mo, tapos sinalo ka ng bagong employer mo dun sa kabilang city, sabi, "O sige, submit tayo ng bago mong work permit using this new LMIA." 'Di ba?
Okay.
Puwede 'yun,
Mm.
before. Tapos
Before.
oo, kung kahit na halimbawa, let's just say April 30 nag-expire yung original work permit mo, ta's naka-submit ka ng work permit extension April 15, so 2 weeks before, okey 'yan.
Mm.
Pagdating ng May 15, sabi ng new employer, ay kasi nga nawala ka na dun sa first employer mo, nagsara sila, yung new employer mo sabi nila, "O eto LMIA, go apply." Maintain ka pa rin 'di ba kasi wala pa yung decision dun sa una.
Mm.
Back in the day, before May 28, yung new application, second application would have been accepted and maintained pa rin ang status mo hanggang sa
Mm.
ma-approve yung second application, 'di ba? So in other words, na-maintain yung maintained status mo ng bago.
Okay, okay, oo.
So maintained status, parang gano'n. Um, so dun sa bagong rules na nag-kick in ng May 28 of this year, let's use that same analogy. Halimbawa, na-file yung application for extension April 15. Tapos yung work permit mo expires on 30. So tuloy-tuloy lang yan ng May, 'di ba? Wala namang problema. Tapos mahaba ang processing time. Ngayon, alam natin ang backlog is like 200 plus.
Oo. Oo.
So pagdating ng June 5, sabi ng first employer, sorry, di ka na namin pwedeng accommodate. We are giving your severance package. Tapos sabi rin ng same employer dun sa kabilang side naman ng city, sabi, uy, meron na kaming LMIE dito, pwede ka na namin saluhin. Pero mag-apply ka na ng work permit mo. So ang
Mm.
question dito, pwede ka bang ma-maintain using that? The answer is after May 28, kapag nag-submit ka ng work permit application after the 28th, the answer is no. So,
Oo.
ibig sabihin wala ng maintained status.
Oo, yung pangalawang application would be refused, parang
Yes, in
gano'n.
other words. Kasi doon sa original scenario, the first application would be refused because wala na, di ba? Wala na yung trabaho. But the second application would maintain your status and would be approved kung everything is in order. So, okay ka lang. Pero in the new rules, after May 28, hindi ka na pwedeng ma-maintain ang maintained status mo. In other words, mare-refuse din ang second application. Parang
Oo.
Inception, ano?
Oo nga, eh. Nakakaloka. Sabi ko sa inyo buti na lang hindi ko 'to diniscuss mag-isa ko 'no. Pero Lou, yung example mo, wala namang ginagawang masama yung applicant, eh, 'di
Wala.
ba? He's not doing anything wrong.
Correct.
Pero yung nabanggit ko nga nung umpisa 'no, I think this is to address also those using the maintained status to
Sige.
extend their stay. Kasi tinatanong ko nga si Lou, may mga tinatawag yung iba na dummy applications ano. I guess this is to address that loophole. 'Di ba yung
Yes.
iba kasi file lang kunyari work permit bago, wala naman palang employer, alam nila na
Oo.
mare-refuse din talaga yung application
Oo.
nila na
Basta
yun.
nakita
Yung
nila
parang mga
200 plus
dummy, oo.
days, 200 plus days ang processing, 'di ba? So, you're practically buying 7, 8 months.
Oo.
So, kikita ka ng 8 months, ganyan. So, okay lang para makabawi ako sa gastusin. Uwi din naman ako, alam ko kapagka na-refuse, 'di ba? So, may mga gano'n
Oo.
motivations. So, you're right. This is the government tightening the screws na wala kang maintained status nun. And it's also
Oh,
part of the government's overall strategy of reducing temporary residents in Canada. Alalahanin natin na, yun nga, nakikita na nga ng IRCC na ito na yung mga tao dumidiskarte, mahanap ng ways to extend
hmm,
kasama ang maintained status. So, ang gagawin ng IRCC ngayon as a response, pues, isasara nila itong mga loopholes na ito, di ba? Para, yun nga, may sabi ng IRCC na itong work permit na to, it has come to an end. So, bumababa yung stats nila. Nakikita nila at
oh,
magre-report sila sa parliament na, oh, ito yung goal, from 7% down to 5%. This year, we are 6%. Next year, 5%. Kasi,
yeah.
nire-record lang nila, tinatali lang nila yung mga nai-invalidate.
Oh,
Tapos, it becomes an enforcement issue. May presumption kasi na aalis ang mga na-expire. Pero kapag hindi, edi magiging enforcement issue siya.
yeah. But, sadly nga, ang, downside nito, eh, maapektuhan yung ibang applicants na kumbaga biktima lang naman ng napakatagal na backlog,
Correct.
napakalaking backlog
Yeah.
sa processing times. I understand, Lou, you mentioned to me earlier na maraming nagfa-file, umaabot sa pag-file ng second application sa mga nag-a-apply for PGWP. Parang gano'n, 'di ba? Can you tell us? Oo.
That one is more complicated kasi actually originally even before this guidance, may guidance na rin internally ang IRCC na originally kasi itong bagong rule na to nung May 28 nga, originally that applied to PGWPs, but I think sometime like maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, nag-release ng guidance ng IRCC na actually wala nang restoration to studies kasi tapos
Oo.
na sila ng studies kasi paano sila magre-restore, 'di ba tapos na nga. So ang
Mm.
sabi ng IRCC, in situations na magre-restore sila or meron silang pending study permit application na ngayon nag-a-apply na sila ng PGWP, i-approve na yung PGWP. Tapos yung study permit, i-withdraw from administrative side ng
Ay.
IRCC. So, normal lang siya. I think this new policy can create confusion
Mm.
amongst immigration officers at IRCC. Baka ma-override yung existing policy on PGWP transition to the effect na dahil nga halimbawa, si Ina kunwari nag-aral sa Canada, magagraduate ng April of 2025, pero nung December of 2024 pa lang papasok na ang kanyang study permit. Gawa nga na yung
Hmm,
passport niya valid lang until December 2024. Very common reason really,
hmm,
right? So, ang ginawa ni Ina as the responsible student she is, she applied for an extension for her study permit end of November, 1 month ahead. Very good. So far, so good, di ba? So, natuloy niya pag-aaral niya, maintained siya. natapos niya yung program niya April 30 with honors, for example. So, ano next step, di ba? Hindi pa lumalabas yung study permit. Okay lang.
Wala.
Pero
Oo.
mag-a-apply na siya ng PGWP. Ay, eto na yung semplang, guys. Pwede ka
Oo.
mag-apply ng PGWP from inside Canada. Pero ang siste, um, may maintain ba yung maintain status mo? Given the
Oo.
new rules, for example, halimbawa si Ina nag-file ng PGWP niya after May 28, so covered siya ng bagong rules. Kasi in this fact scenario, kung na-file mo ng May 21, okay ka lang. Di ba?
Oo, oo.
May 21. Pero kung May 29 ka nag-file, kasi 28 yung bagong rules, covered ka ng bagong rules, which then puts into question from the perspective of an officer. Teka, etong bagong policy nito, sabi nito, dapat i-refuse ko rin yung second
Oo.
So, meron tayong bagong gray area.
In a way, unfair naman dun sa student, 'di ba? Ginawa naman niya ang part niya.
Super. So, ang solution
Oo.
ko dito, wala akong 100% solution, unfortunately. I don't think there
Mm.
is because this is a vagueness created by the policy itself.
Okay.
So, ang gagawin ko dito, sasabihin ko sa client ko, let's be honest, this is a gray area. Pwedeng magkaroon ng administrative error from the perspective of the officer. And masakit sa ulo, masakit sa bangs, i-untangle itong mess na ito. So, dalawa options mo. We can submit a PGWP from inside Canada and i-connect mo talaga yung PGWP mo with your previous study permit na expire, pati dun sa extension application mo. So you mentioned the document numbers, the application numbers, tapos gawa ka ng very clear narrative, bullet points. Ito
Yeah.
nangyari. So ito yung mga dates
Oo.
na nag-submit ako, ganyan. So we ask na i-connect niyo para administratively, you can withdraw it and then approve the PGWP because I've maintained my status, complied with immigration laws, etc., etc. The new policy shouldn't apply because this isn't necessarily an extension of the original permit. This is a new permit being applied. And there is previous guidance to this. It shouldn't nullify it. Pero again, yun nga, argument na lang ito, di ba? Kasi hindi tayo
Oo.
sigurado, gray zone to eh. So, the other option is medyo mas magastos and a lot of people will not have this luxury or option, to be honest, is tignan niyo yung processing time sa home country niyo. Sa Pilipinas, I believe it's 12 weeks. Versus sa Canada, ng PGWP application processes in 220 days. Diba?
Grabe,
So,
no?
kung meron naman kayong intention para talaga, kasi meron naman talaga iba after studies, uwi sa Pilipinas, see family, see friends, ganyan. Mga 2 months, gano'n, halimbawa, tapos saka magsa-start ng job hunting, di ba, for PGWP. Or, to be honest, pwede rin naman sila mag-start ng job hunting kahit nasa Pilipinas na sila, di ba? Time spent nasa Pilipinas, tapos sasabihin mo sa employer mo na bago, babalik ako ng August, ako pwede mag-start. Anyway, my permit should come out before then. Halimbawa, for example. Diba? So, in that situation, pwede kang strategic. Pwede kang mag-apply from the Philippines and then balik ka ng Canada. Andun kagad yung work permit mo. Hindi ka covered netong bagong policy nito na nagka-create ng vagueness. Diba? So, you skip all of that. Save yourself from the headache. Yes, medyo mas masakit sa ulo. Pero, may fighting chance ka kasi this is something that I want to tease out from IRCC kasi ang gulo din ng policy nila ngayon eh.
Oo nga. Ay naku, one of the clearer articles that explain this policy is hindi po namin kilalang mga nasa behind ng website na ito, no? Pero I would suggest this one, Luno, from CIC News.
Yes.
IRCC changes rules for maintained status. Ito yun, no? Ito yung summary dyan. Under the new rules, if a temporary resident submits a subsequent, ito yung pangalawang application for extension while they are on maintained status and their initial application is refused, the applicant's authorized period of stay will not be extended on account of the pending subsequent application. Ang confusing pa rin pala, no? And the subsequent application will be refused and returned to the applicant.
Baba ka ng konti, may table dyan. Mas malinaw, mas may...
Okay. Dito tayo.
Ayan. So,
Ito
yun
yung old rules.
Old rules. Tapos may new rules sa baba.
Oo nga. Okay. Ayan.
So, sa mga gusto magbasa.
Medyo confusing siya. Basta puntahan nyo itong article na to at basahin nyo ng matagal. Magigets nyo yan.
Yeah.
Ay, nako. Anyway, yun guys. I hope nakatulong kahit paano itong ating short explainer tungkol sa bagong rules sa maintained status. As always, Lou, thank you so much. If you have more questions, kailangan niya ng mas matinding paglilinaw, nandiyan po sa baba ang kanyang email ad. Ayan, info@ljd-law.ca. Thank you so much, Lou, again. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Take
Bye!
care.